everyone. Welcome to the Vibe with Z podcast, where you get a true vibe and impactful, beautiful experience. Hi, I'm Z, the one you're vibing with. Now, don't let my intro go over your head. For Vibe is an acronym for Valiant, which is possessing bravery and being courageous, impactful, not influential, and B is for beautiful. All of these are adjectives to describe this experience we're about to have. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are here, and of course, we have another guest with us. All right, so we have
Zadie,
and today it is the morning time because we really have to squeeze in schedules, y'all. Like Zadie is always busy, and then I'm always busy, so it's very hard for us to kind of make time.
Yes,
which is very different. All right, so we have some Indian tea. What is it called?
Masala chai.
Yeah, whatever that is. So I went with Zadie to this Indian market, right? In Little Rock.
We did, and
It's good too.
it is.
You can just set it down.
I think I influenced you to buy this.
Yeah, you did. I ain't just gonna buy. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this a little later in the pod, but Zadie is she has a journey in health, and she's gonna tell y'all why her health journey has what started it and all that stuff. But first, I just want to get into introducing you. So tell the people who you are, where you're from, all of that good stuff. It's good though.
It is. Hello, everyone. I am Zadie. I am from a tiny Caribbean island. It's called St. Lucia, right between North and South America. And I met Z through track and field at UCA. But we didn't become friends on the track.
Yes.
Ain't
that crazy?
I know. We were on the same team for a year.
Yeah.
And we spoke and we hung out and stuff.
You remember one time when you first got there, you were learning how to run in blocks because you was about to run the 400. And our old coach was like, hey, Z, help Zadie out of blocks.
That's the first time she spoke to me. I forgot that.
Yeah, that's the first time. And also, I knew I liked you. I liked you. I knew. I know when my friends are going to be my friends. I can feel it.
Aww.
So I knew you were going to be my friend. I just didn't know when. It's crazy.
Yeah. So she taught me to do blocks. That was 2 weeks before conference, guys.
Yeah.
Literally 2 weeks before conference. I'm learning to do the blocks. I'm in an open 400.
For the first time. Coming from cross country.
Right. And then I think at conference, it was my birthday on the last day.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about that!
So I was with the distance kids, and we Ubered to downtown.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, we saw you guys.
Yeah. No, actually, what had happened was me and my former friends, we had went to another place because our Uber told us, we was what's the best place to go? And then our Uber driver was like, hey, go to this place. But we got there and she dropped us off and it was boring.
Oh.
And y'all were already at the nightclub, the midnight club. And then we called another Uber. And we was like, hey, take us to downtown. Then we end up going to the same nightclub as y'all.
Really?
And then I did not know, because when I walked in, we saw our other teammate. And he was like, hey. Then I saw you. And they was like, it's her birthday. And I literally have videos in my camera roll saying, hey, happy birthday, Zadie. We were besties.
I know.
And that was our second time being around each other.
I know.
But we were dancing together and stuff that night. Yeah.
I completely forgot about
Me
that.
too.
And then before I know it, the entire team so there were two nightclubs. They were side to side. And there was one that was a little more bougie. I think it was no open-toed shoes, no jeans, no sneakers. Luckily, I was wearing a cute little glitter dress.
She was ready, y'all. Track me, what? That girl had her whole dress ready to celebrate.
Yeah, and then we got in. I was with the distance kids at the time. And we got in, we're like, oh, it's packed in here, guys. Mind you, so they were nice. One of the guys paid the Uber, another one paid for all of us to get in, and then when we got there, another one paid for all of our drinks.
Dang, he paid for my drink too.
He
said, "Come get anything you want." I was like, "Okay,"
and I was like, "Okay, that's nice of you guys." And then when we got in, we saw a couple other teammates. I don't want to name names.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Everybody was in that club. Our whole team ended up in that nightclub and other teams.
And our team, so it was split. So the members of our team that were wearing jeans and sneakers and stuff, they went to the one next door. And apparently, I heard there was some dance battle with a Liberty girl and one of our team members.
When we was in the Uber, we was going downtown. Like we drove past downtown on the first round, and we saw like the whole line of Liberty track and field team. I'm sorry for the club, so I was like, okay, we're not the only team out and about.
And I'm like, what y'all doing here? And then we had a time, y'all. We were next to the VIP. We weren't.
Oh, let me tell you, no, we got into the VIP. So, because he came up to me, and you know me, I'm kind of like nervous in public. Like, I'm always very cautious and aware. Y'all, he came up to me, and he was like, hey, you want to come to VIP? You want to come to VIP? And I was like, can I bring my friends? And he was like, hey, you want to come to VIP? He kept asking.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like skeptical because I'm like, where's VIP? Like, you trying to take just me to VIP? He was like, no, you can bring your friends. You can bring your friends. So I said, hey, y'all, we invited to VIP. Come on. And we went to VIP, which is just like this rope.
They started saying happy birthday too.
Yeah.
When one of the guys, he was like, oh, it's her birthday. They started singing.
Y'all, the lights was flashing. Y'all, my team had such a good time that night that like even when the lights turned out, we were still dancing.
We
you remember Pony came on and and we was all like in the line, like the whole club was looking at us, like dancing.
And then one of our teammates, she got drunk. She was on stage dancing with one of the girls that work for the club, and I was like, oh my, I was like,
okay.
Goodness.
But yeah, that was a few years ago. That was when our coach let us go out. That was after conference. Let me clarify, it was after conference. We already did what we were supposed to do really good. And he allowed us to go out.
So he just said, don't do anything stupid.
Make sure you're in packs or pairs and make sure everyone's safe. So let me clarify that.
Did. Yeah. And I will say the guys did look out after us too.
And nobody was like mad, stupid, drunk either. So actually, we were responsible. Well, at least I'm not aware of.
Somebody was. Remember a guy kept trying to take her to his Uber, and he was like, come with me, and she's like, no. And I had to carry her into her Uber. Do you not remember?
No. Oh.
You remember?
She was with us.
Yes, but she was drunk when we walked out. Like, she was...
Well, she didn't act like that when we got in the Uber.
Then she was messing with me.
Well, maybe so. Anyways.
The second time we met. Yeah. And then I think in the summer was when we really got close. Yeah. Because both of us were here in Conway. Mm-hmm. And I think the very first, actual hangout with just the two of us, she invited me over, and I brought pizza with no cheese.
Yes, y'all. She brought pizza. Okay, not only did it not have cheese, it had pineapples. So imagine a pizza with no cheese, so just pizza sauce and pineapples.
And beef.
You had beef on there?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
And you were like, is this pork? I was like, no, I don't eat pork. She's like, oh, you don't eat pork? Yeah. I was like, yeah, this your healthy.
Yeah, because I don't eat pork either, but I was just like, no cheese is crazy. Like, I compromise cheese. Okay.
What was your first thought when you saw the pizza? It had a bunch of vegetables on there, guys. I think it was like bell peppers, pineapples, olives.
I just knew I wasn't gonna like the pizza. I was like, dang, I should have ate. I didn't know she was gonna cook this pizza. That's what I knew.
And then I think you tried to pour me a drink and you were putting ice in there. I was like, I don't do ice.
And I was like, okay, what else she don't do? All right. What type of friend am I getting? No, I'm not. I wasn't thinking that at the time. I'm saying that now because I'm being funny. But I just let people be, and like people always ask like, what was your first impression or perspective of me? Yeah. Like I really don't have any. I just let you fill in the gaps, like when I get to know you. So like at the time I was like, oh okay, like I knew I was gonna like the pizza, but I didn't judge you for having the pizza. And it was like, okay, you don't like ice, okay, I'm just learning. You know.
And then like every time we hang out, she learned something new. Like
100%.
Maury Street. I have a extremely restricted diet.
Yeah, but I've accommodated to it. Like every
Yeah.
time her and her boyfriend is here, like I make sure that I'm making something that they're able to
Yeah.
eat. Because not only do she not eat a lot of things like chicken and cheese and pork and no ice and all types of stuff, also he is lactose.
Yeah.
So like no creamery, no like the pasta, Alfredo pasta, like none of that stuff. So
Yeah.
I gotta make sure that like they accounted for.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's hard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that comes into my health journey
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
you were
100%.
talking about. But
So tell them about that. Like, what started you to like really like pay attention to like what you eat and like all the stuff that's the ingredients and all that stuff. Like, what
yeah,
started that?
so I will say, growing up in the Caribbean, excuse me, oof, that tea is good, guys. Um, so I grew up in what you guys would call countryside, suburban kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And we grew a lot of the food we ate. Like we had all of the vegetables we put in the food, all of our fruits, potatoes, ground provisions.
Mm-hmm.
And even back then, they would kill animals and we would eat it, which would be what you guys would call organic. And I didn't notice I was eating organic all of my life
Mm-hmm.
until I first came to America and I started off at Butler Community College. Go Grizzlies. And
Y'all were the Grizzlies?
yes, we
I
were.
didn't know that.
And I
You
got
been a bear.
sick. Yeah, don't mess with me. I'm a bear. I got sick and I was in the nurse's office like almost every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been sick my entire life. My stomach is messed up. My head is messed up. My nose is bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nauseous. I'm dizzy. I'm bloated. Like,
Mhm.
and I didn't know why until I think one day. So I stayed on campus, but some of our teammates stayed off campus. And one day I was just craving food from at home. And I went to Walmart. I bought the ingredients and I cooked at her place for the entire team. And I slept well. I wasn't feeling sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt good. And I was like, it's the food.
It's the food. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I started, which I haven't eaten chicken since I was 14, maybe. So I already didn't eat no pork either. I haven't eaten pork my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So I already had a restricted diet, but after that eye-opening experience, I went all in.
Yeah.
And then that's when I cut off cheese. And that was so hard because if you know cafeteria food,
Yeah. A lot of it has cheese in it.
they put cheese on every single thing. And it was so hard for me to eat until there was this one lovely lady, bless her heart. I will say her name. Her name was Sheila. She was in charge of the cafeteria in Butler. And I remember coming to her and telling her, Sheila, there's nothing I can eat here. And she's like, you know what? Every time you come, I will make sure there's something you can eat.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my gosh, it was so incredible.
Mm-hmm.
She would like make me a burger without cheese on the side, and when I would walk in, they would be like, "Oh, here's your burger over here, Sheila made."
Oh.
It was so, and before her, like nobody else cared. They just like, "Okay, you can't eat it. Okay, yeah, there's cheese. Yes, this is pork," and it was just so amazing. She would
Yeah.
make sure there was something. Some days she would make me like pasta without cheese with some beef. When there was nothing, oh, it was so amazing. But then I transferred schools, and then when I got over here, like right now in this present moment, I made so many more changes for my health.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, like so many more. Which a lot of people disagree when it comes to health stuff. Which no one has to agree with you on
it's
your health.
personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I took out non-stick pans. I'm all stainless steel right now. I got rid of plastics, and I do filtered water now instead of bottled water. It's so many like changes and a lot of health conditions run in my family, and so I want to break that generation
Mm-hmm.
right there of these illnesses of that. Oh, it's just in my family, or oh, oh, it's just in my family, or
Mm-hmm.
oh, my mom was like this, so I will be like this.
Yeah.
I want to cut that
Yeah.
cycle. And so that's what started my health journey, which by no means
Talk in
like,
your mic.
oh, sorry. By no means like, that doesn't mean if I go to a friend's house and she has a non-stick pan, I'll say, oh no, I'm not
Right.
eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or some things like are non-negotiable, like I will not eat chicken where I
Mhm.
go. I will not eat pork or cheese or drink alcohol. But that doesn't mean like if you make me a cake with dye, I'll be like, oh, there's artificial dye in there.
Yeah.
Or just because I don't eat seasonings with MSG, I'll go to someone's house and say like, oh, I don't eat MSG. Like, did you put this in there?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of like, I'm health conscious and disciplined about it, but it's also like there's only so much I can control, and I can negotiate and meet halfway with my friends on
And
stuff
that
like
she
that.
do. She does do that. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like for the most part, when you have people around you that care about you, they will accommodate for you.
Yeah.
You know, but some things like depends, baby. Baby.
Without having to ask, which
Yeah.
I am grateful for. Like, that's really nice when your friends will accommodate for you without you asking them to. Like, I would buy, like, if you made chicken and rice, I'll just eat my rice and I won't complain.
Yeah.
But it's so nice when somebody will specifically make chicken and rice and salmon just because you don't eat chicken. That's so like thoughtful, I feel
Yeah.
like, and you do that very well.
Thank you. I try.
That is, but yeah, that's my health journey so far.
I do love that, and I must say that a lot of her health journey has influenced me as well. Like, I'm not as strict as her, but like I take what I can take and I apply it to my life as well. Like I used to love cheese. Like, my mom used to like get on my head, like, for real. I used to like be like a little mouse. Like, I would at nighttime I would sneak downstairs and be in the fridge eating shredded cheese.
Gosh.
Like, I would take blocks of cheese and eat it. Like, I loved cheese. So it's crazy because like I don't eat cheese on my tacos. Like, my siblings laugh at me. Like, I literally always send them. I only have like shrimp and kale or beef and kale and sauce. Like, literally, and they're like, you messing up this good taco because you don't put anything on there. But I don't anymore. Like, I just don't have a big desire.
Yeah.
Now I still do make Alfredo with cheese and like stuff like that. But when it comes to like burgers, like I just like it more freshly taste now. Like, I feel like the cheese kind of like, take the taste away a little bit now. So like I would prefer like to eat a lot of things without cheese if I can now. So yeah, that's one of the things. And also because it like messes up, like it's bad with mucus, any dairy and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something my mom been telling me. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Just
I
little
love
stuff
that you
like
take
that.
the good out of it.
Yeah, and I've told you that before. Like, thank you for like, being like not only just saying it, but like being a model. Sometimes it is like, oh my god, like I be thinking in my head like, like I do. Like, if I'm being honest, I'm like, girl, like, what we gonna do? Like, how we gonna eat?
Getting on her about
Yes.
the ice, y'all. She's allergic to ice. And every time she pours a drink, she has more ice than drink.
Yeah, I do.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just
You
grew up.
don't?
I grew up with like Lola used to be like, ice, like cold stuff, like cold. And then I
Yeah.
did go like a long time where like drinking lukewarm stuff, but I think it's because I'm scared of drinking hot. Because I don't know how to drink it because I'm not used to drinking it. That's why I go iced coffee instead of warm coffee or even tea. Like, we drank iced tea in southern Arkansas, not warm tea. So it's like every time I would drink something, I would be scared because like all of my taste buds would be burned.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really what
sad.
it came from for real.
Oh.
But
Yeah, sometimes I'm passive aggressive with her. Sometimes I'll look the other way, and other times I'll full on like.
But I always know, and I'm always gonna make a comment.
I'm full
always gonna make a
on
comment
like.
because I'm already knowing like she feeling some type of way, whether she's saying it or not.
I'll full on like throw the ice away, Z. Throw the ice away, and other times I'll just like look at her in the corner of my eyes. You guys should see me with my mom. Oh, my mom has a completely different health journey. She's had open heart surgery, quite a few health complications, but she's living healthy. And I remember going home, like every time I make a new discovery, like health wise, and like fully supported by research and all of that. When I go home, I'm not even like negotiating with her. I remember I just went home in December and I just found out about MSG in seasonings. Well, I knew about it a while back, but I cut it off completely. And I remember going home and opening the cabinet and reading every single thing. And I'm like, we're throwing this, this away.
How did she react?
She's just like she's at the point where she's like, when I tell her something, she'll look it up and then she'll see it and then she'll just like let me be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I threw all her seasonings away with MSG. And then she already used stainless steel pans, but I think she had like that one non-stick pan. And it was like more expensive than all her other pans. And she's like, don't touch my pan.
Yeah. Kieja has a lot of them too.
I was like, well, this is messing with our hormones, and you cannot do this, and you can look it up, and and she's like, don't touch my pants.
Period.
And, sometimes I just can't get my way with her, but
because she reminds me a lot of my grandma.
Oh, when she put her foot down, she stands on business. Like, I'm not, and that's one lady I will not mess with.
Yeah.
But I try to positively impact everyone around me health-wise. And I love that. Like, I love that people can take the good parts.
Yeah, or just be like, this banana does not taste like the banana back at home. Or this pear is not as sweet as the pear at home. Or we get our fruits from our backyard.
Guys, like, it's so different. And it's like I've been in America so long, but every time I eat a banana, I just feel like crying. I'm just like, no, what are y'all doing?
These bananas are so big.
And I always tell her, when you come home and you experience it, when you come back to America, you'll be the same. I don't know what.
No, because Lila literally said, she when she went back to Turkey, her cucumber was this big. She was like, this is how real cucumbers look. And I said, you sounded like Sadie now. Like, leave me alone. I can't help it that my country want money. Like, my
That's
body
a nice
is
way to put it.
My body is like,
that's a nice way to put it.
my body's used, like, it's been generation after generation. Like, the way it affects y'all's is different than the way that it affects us, because your body is like accustomed to a different, environment than mine. But baby, after all of these generations, like, everything has adapted to the type of foods and stuff. Not saying that doesn't, like, I still like want to promote like healthy eating, and like like my kids are definitely going to be like, they ain't even gonna know what sugar tastes like. Like, I'm gonna have juicers and all that type of stuff. But like, I'm slowly making accommodations to where I'm conscious of where.
I love that. I recently got into, after going home, when I came back, I got into juices, because we make like ginger juice with apples and stuff. So I started making that when I came back, and then I got into green juice too. So I try to drink a cup every morning. And I've been getting into juicing. And I've always looked at the TikToks of people making green juice and stuff. I don't have a juicer. I use my blender and then I strain everything. And I tried it one time. I was like, this looks gross, but I like trying stuff. Yeah. Guys, if there's one thing you will know, is I will try stuff. Yeah. I'll walk into a store and see a product. I'll be like, I've never tried that. Let me try that.
Yeah. For real. She do that.
Or a restaurant I've never eaten at, and Z will ask what you eating, and I'm like, I don't know. I just tried this.
By the way, we need to go back to the Indian restaurant. For real.
That place was
And they need support too.
Yeah, it was
really good, y'all. Really good, really nice. They're really friendly. What is it called?
Taj Mahal.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was good.
But I tried juicing, and I used celery, green apples, and lemon. And it was nice.
It was good.
It was good. I have to make
celery
it for you.
Celery kind of don't taste like nothing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a watery taste. Yeah. I love celery. Yeah. Like,
it was good.
Yeah.
And it cleans your gut every morning first thing. So
For
I
real?
do that before I eat. Yeah.
Oh shoot, I need
Yeah.
that. Facts, I need that. Look at her.
Yeah,
I got her
so
something else.
I love that.
Wait, it's kind of. I think we're a little. Okay, sorry, I had to do that. But anyways,
And what you put into your body affects your mood,
oh,
affects
100%.
your skin,
Yeah,
your hair,
that
everything.
is true. That's one thing me and Jessie was getting into. Like, she is more into the holistic approach of therapy. Like, she wants to get into like the mind, the body, like everything you put in. Like, she her major in undergrad was not psychology.
Oh, what was it?
A nutrition, dietetics,
Oh.
can some word she said.
Yeah.
It ain't, I can't remember what it was, but anyways, it's about nutrition, dietetics now. So she know about like all that stuff. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like she want to take like the holistic approach instead of like the pharmaceutical approach.
Yeah.
Which I'm not really for, the pharmaceutical approach either.
Yeah.
But as for myself, I believe in like the holistic approach. Like your gut health is very much so tied into like your mental health.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm real big into neuroscience right now. Really big. Like, I'm like the biggest geek. So I spend all my free time like listening to podcasts, listening to neuroscientists, psychiatrists, all of that. And I learned, which I did not know. Have you ever heard of, I think I have it on my phone. Give me 1 second because I had to look it up. Girl, I've never heard of this a day in my life. Dang, I don't have it in my bookmarks anymore. Hold on. It's basically a poop transplant, right? Fecal. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So basically, like, if you have like irritable bowel movement, IBS, or any type of gut problems, and like you can't like poop, like you literally can get poop from somebody else and put it inside. Yeah, that's the thing. So anyways, that was a topic of conversation, and like you're supposed to get it from a healthy person, right? But like that is closely correlated to like mental health.
Yeah.
So like if that person, like, say you need some poop from me, but like I'm depressed, like you're 100% you would get depressed just from like having my poop.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that's something that was like, it's very closely connected. Everything you put into your body, like, so a lot of people get their gut cleaned out.
Yeah.
India asked to do that. I would do that, but like it's like uncomfortable. They said it don't hurt, but it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is, like, are you getting rid of the good bacteria as well?
That's something to consider in stuff like that too.
Yeah.
It's two sides to everything you do.
Yeah.
But
Balance.
I do think, like, you can eat healthy, you can eat all organic, you can get rid of all scents, do all of that, and you don't walk and you're still unhealthy. Or you don't take time out to pray or meditate if you're not spiritual, or take time out to breathe.
100%.
Fresh air, walk on the ground, be around nature. You're still unhealthy.
Nature. Like, I have a girl in my class who is all about ecotherapy, and I love that. I want to implement so many different therapies because I feel like it's a lot of different things that can work for different people. Yeah, but like I love that idea of her like going out into nature to help with therapy, like mindfulness with like feet grounding on the grass and like stuff like that. Like, but yeah, life is really, it can go like this if you're not mindful.
Yeah,
that's something
definitely.
I'm very big in right now. It's just like taking time to be like, wow, like this is this, or I'm actually doing this right now. Or like sometimes I come home and I see, I'm like, you really doing this life, like you really out here taking care of yourself. It's so crazy because my siblings and everybody doubted me because I was heavily supported by my mom, more so than they was. So they didn't think I would get out here and be doing this by myself, like, for real. They didn't think so. So so sometimes I just be sitting like, you out here doing this by yourself,
definitely.
like, for real. They didn't think I would be. They're like, ain't no way, like, you love mom so much, you all up under her.
You now.
And look at me. Hey.
Look at her.
Hey.
Yeah, it's something conscious, like every single day. Like, you don't have time to work out. You can sit and breathe. You can breathe while you cook. and help clear out your lungs
100%.
and
Yeah.
drink water. And
Mm-hmm.
with me personally, since I'm so aware, I can tell in my body, like
Me too.
my skin, when I'm not drinking water, I can tell. I'm like, girl, you need to drink water.
Yep.
Or
100%.
yeah, you can tell. So I'm all about that.
Yep. Sometimes when I'm like sitting in class, like because I've became more conscious in life. When you become more conscious in life, it's like an elevation in your life. But I'm like, relax.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, when I tell myself to relax, I'm like, girl, you tense. Like I'm consciously aware to make sure I'm always trying to be as relaxed. And like I feel my face like relaxing. I feel my muscles relaxing. Like, but I'm constantly like telling myself little things like that, like breathe, relax, like stuff like that. Like, and that takes a lot of effort to get like to be find moments where you got to be conscious. Like even when you driving mindlessly, like you just driving, getting from point A to point B, and not even aware that you, oh shoot, did I pass a red light? Like just like being more consciously aware is so important as well, because it helps you like make rational decisions. Like it helps you keep a balance between emotions and logic and like just like stuff like that. So
yeah, and I will say even the smallest change makes a difference.
100%.
Like
yes,
you guys might think, you might be watching this video and think, oh, I still eat processed foods, I still eat dyes, I still do this. But the littlest thing, like drinking water, that walk you took instead of the elevator,
100%.
they make a difference in your body. Like they really do.
Yes, small minute changes. Like I'm telling you, for one, change is very hard. Like anybody who chooses to change, you're already ahead of the game. Bless you. Did you sneeze?
Almost.
You could have. But like you already one step ahead of the game. Like do not like undermine any changes that you're taking upon, because change is the most hardest thing to do in life. I feel like personal growth and personal change. So any little change, like applaud yourself for it. Honestly. And keep it up.
Yeah, definitely.
But even if you like backtrack, like it's not an end all be all. Like try again the next day.
No. And I feel like as long as you look back and you can see, okay, a year ago today, where was I? And you see the difference. Even if it's like, right now I'm drinking 8 ounces of water a day instead of 6, which you should be drinking more than that. But if it's better than it was last year, then you're getting one step towards where you want to
100%.
be. And even when you think, okay, I'm at the best place where I should be, you discover more, and you can always improve and get better.
100%.
You can never be too close to God. You could never be too healthy.
Yeah.
And you can never have too much of an impact positively on other people.
Yeah.
So I'm tap yourself on the shoulder today and say I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah.
That's a
100%.
very, very big thing.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's good gems for the people. Okay, so I did write some things down. Oh, let's talk about your hair journey. So I know like Zadie is really into hair and like natural hair and stuff like that, which is quite opposite from my journey, which we've discussed on many occasions. So like, how did your hair journey start? Like, how did you get into like really caring about your hair, or was that always a thing? Like in the Caribbean, like what was that about?
Well, I will say, so it started with our school actually, which in my what we call primary school, you guys call elementary, or
what grades? Well, y'all, I know y'all don't even say grades. Y'all say like
grade K to 6.
Okay, yeah, elementary.
Yeah, so in mine, you could only wear natural hair as a girl,
which is insane.
You could not wear extensions.
And
I think, I'm not too sure, I think the reason behind that was bullying. So nobody can think like, oh yeah, I'm better than you, my braids are down to my butt.
Oh really?
I think,
but
I'm not sure,
because I was about to say, like, on the contrary, they can bully you like, oh, your hair is short, your hair is,
I don't know. Or maybe equality, everyone's natural, there's no, I don't know, honestly, I'm not sure, I've never looked into it. There were the rules and we followed the rules, and it started there. But my mom always did my hair, and I am super tender-headed. Like, super duper 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 tender headed. And I think when I got to secondary school, which is after grade 6,
which is like middle school or junior high.
yeah, I really started doing my own hair when my mom had open heart surgery, actually. And she couldn't do my hair, and I couldn't tolerate anybody else touching my hair. And I was just like, I can't keep going to school like this.
Yeah.
It was a mess. And that's when I really started doing my hair. And when she got back, she let me get a little more expressive with my hair. And I think I dyed my hair for the first time in the summer, and it was green. Did I ever show you that?
No.
Oh my god,
Girl, green. And did you bring hair products?
No,
Oh.
I didn't.
I thought you did. I thought that was
Aw.
what was in your bag. I was just
No.
going to grab it really quick.
No, yeah, guys, my first color ever. I've had so
What
many
made
colors.
you think green?
I've had, and
Yeah.
it was so
Alright.
bad because don't judge me. I'm about to
I ain't gonna
show
judge
this
you,
to.
girl.
I'm talking about them.
Oh.
Y'all don't judge
Oh
me.
yeah, don't judge her. 'Cause period. Because yeah.
You know, which I love so much that she let me do that. She was
Yeah,
very
and if you
hesitant.
send me a picture or something, I can probably implement that
Yeah.
into this video.
She let me dye it green, and what happened was that summer I went into the ocean every single day, and it changed.
What
So
color changed to?
It looked like seaweed. It looked like
Oh,
straight
for real?
seaweed. Straight up seaweed, guys. I cannot make this up. It looked straight seaweed, and I just had to follow through with my decision. I wanted green. I decided on that, and I just had to live with it. You know, repercussions of my own actions. And then after it was green, oh, there we go. That's how it started.
Oh, yo, it was green for real.
Wait, I'll show you.
Wait, save that so you can send it to me.
Yeah, let me save
If you
it.
want to show them, but you don't have to.
I don't even know how old I was. Maybe 12,
Yeah.
13. I was a baby. She let me dye it. And then, so that was the start of the summer. You see, I'm at a body of water there.
Yeah.
And I kept swimming. I kept going on boats.
Oh, look at you.
Let me save it. And then, after green, the next summer, I did purple. Oh, this is when it started to look like seaweed.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, guys. I had to cut all of that off.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
This girl done cut her hair so many times, y'all.
I think it's coming up. See how bad it's looking? Look at the ends.
It's just like a more neutral, natural green.
We'll
than-
insert the pictures,
Yeah.
guys. We'll show you guys. And then after, oh, look at this one.
That's not even green no more, right?
I know. I told you that I was in the ocean. See, I'm in a swimsuit. I was in the
Yeah.
ocean every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And then it changed. Oh, this is when I cut it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after green, I did purple. And I was like, okay, purple will be better. And then the purple going in the ocean again turned pink.
So your school allowed like for y'all to have colored hair?
I had to either re-dye it before school starts or cut it.
Oh.
Or I had to comb buns every single day. And after the purple turned pink, I just went to
The purple turned pink.
Yeah, hold on. I have pictures. Oh, okay. So this was before purple. Actually, it was this color.
Okay, that's cute. It's like a blonde, like a light blonde.
Yeah, but that wasn't enough for me. I wanted purple
Oh, but
hair.
the purple's cute though. I like the purple. Send that to
Okay,
me.
yeah. Let me save that. And then after the purple, again, I kept going in water.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that was way back then. I do not look like that anymore, as y'all can see.
Yeah. Also, y'all, I was supposed to go back home with her, but like, you know, some things happened to where I wasn't able to. I like that though, and your hair's cute.
Thank
But
you.
like, I cannot wait till like I can go.
Yeah, that was actually my 18th birthday. I
Really?
had purple hair for my 18th birthday.
And purple
My mom-
hair, purple drink, y'all.
Yeah, look at me. And these are my birthday pictures with my purple hair.
Aw.
But yeah, more purple. It started to change slowly, slowly, slowly. See, it looks a little lighter
Yeah,
now.
it does.
We'll show you all the whole
Oh my
progress.
god.
And it turned pink.
Girl, it did turn pink,
I told you,
y'all.
I cannot make this up, guys. I
LOL.
cannot make this up. So first I had green.
You think it's like the salty water?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it is like the ocean changes your hair,
Yeah.
and then it was like pink, like
It looks as if it just be turning it lighter every time.
yeah,
The ocean does.
which is I don't know what causes that. I don't know the science behind that. I just know I had pink hair for a while.
LOL. It's like all the way pink, y'all.
Yeah, and this is Butler. I started Butler with pink hair.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I remember my teammates being so confused. They're like, "Is that just how your hair is, or like pink
That's
hair?"
crazy.
Until one day, while I was at Butler, I just didn't like it anymore, and I cut all the pink off. And I
That's like
remember,
the 5th time you can cut your hair at this point.
I remember my roommate walking in. She was like, "Sadie, what are you doing?" I was like, "Jennifer, I just don't like the pink anymore." She's like, "But your hair is so pretty." I just took all of it off. I
Yeah.
had black hair for about a year. And I remember my friends at home and my mom, they were like, "Stop dyeing your hair because you keep cutting it." Because I would do like halfway down. I wouldn't do my whole head.
Mm-hmm.
So when it grows out, it's just the ends. I'll just chop it off. And then that summer from Butler, I went home. And every single time, guys, my mom did it. Every single
Your mom
time.
what?
She dyed
She
my
dyed it
hair.
for you? Oh, that's like
Yeah.
a supportive mom though.
I know.
Like whatever you want to do, like I just support it.
And I feel like that taught me to love my hair
Mhm.
in all forms.
Yeah.
Because it's like I didn't have a choice. When the green looked ugly, I had to keep wearing it. Some people liked it, some people didn't. And
Mhm.
it's just like, I feel like it helped me grow my confidence in my hair. And that summer, I remember after Butler, that's when I started college. She was like, "What color do you want to do?" And I was like, "I think I'll stick to brown."
Yeah. And ever since then, it's been like brown,
Yeah, ever
this
since
brown.
then it's been this brown. And she does it every year until last year. I think, did we do it, or did I think
I think we were together. I think you and Tyreek was dying at the same time,
yeah.
but like we was together when y'all was doing it.
and then you did my mini twist
Yeah.
with me
Mhm.
after I did
Yeah.
it, and I did it to the scalp.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yep, her whole hair was brown.
Yeah,
My whole hair was brown too.
Yeah, we both
It-
had brown.
yeah, like
hair.
honey blonde, which my aunt Lola, which I haven't gotten to with y'all yet, which I'm very sad. You see this picture?
Yeah, she has
Yeah.
such a nice afro.
Yeah, and I got my phone wet, and it ruined
Oh.
my pictures. And every time I look at it, I hold myself from crying. So I try not to look at it anymore, and I always have my phone face down. So lately, my phone been right here
Aw.
because like I don't know if we have another picture. Like that was the only picture I had of her. So
It still looks good though.
yeah, but like it's like you can't really see her. So anyways,
Yeah.
she during the later years of her life, all I can remember is her with honey blonde hair.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like, and she always kept like a box of dye.
Aw.
So anytime her hair would like start to fade, she go make sure her hair honey blonde, and like, so that's why I dyed my hair honey blonde, and I loved it, but like I wasn't oiling it as I should have. So
which is important that I should get into. I did do all of these dyes and all of that stuff, and it looks healthy, but you have to take care of it
100%.
when you dye. I feel like my green turned that color because I would go into the ocean, wet my hair, go home, go to bed. And
yeah, using salt water.
I was
and that
in
probably
salt
dried
water,
it.
yeah. And I don't wet my hair every day, and I think that just marinated, broke my ends. It looked terrible. And I liked color. I just don't like regular black hair on myself. And so eventually after the purple, I started learning to put conditioner in there and stuff. And then when I got to Butler was when I started deep conditioning and actually taking care of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for, like, your own natural self. I feel like the hair that grows out of your own scalp cannot be ugly. It's you. It's part of you. It's who you are. And other people may have opinions and perspectives, but at the end of the day, it's all from within. Like,
yeah, 100%. And that's something she was telling me because, like,
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, it's clear that I don't wear my real hair often at all. And my culture growing up was quite different from hers, which I was explaining to her. Like, we never wore our real hair where I'm from. Never. That was like foreign.
Really?
Like, yeah, like, girl, the trend was getting your hair done.
Really?
Like, getting your hair done. Always having new do's. And like, my mom never wore her real hair.
Yeah.
And like, my grandma did, but that's grandmas.
Yeah.
Do. Where I'm from, grandmas wear like real hair. So like, my grandmas did, but like, it was never a model for me.
Yeah.
Like the norm was always having your hair done. Always braids, weave, wigs, whatever the case may be. Like, as you can see, that's like kind of like an American thing. Like, we always have our hair done. So like, I didn't really grow up to where I even like nurtured or knew how to like nurture my hair or really love my hair or whatever the case may be. And so until I got to college and my eyes was so wide open, I was like, oh my God, like these black girls are wearing their real hair. Like, oh my goodness. Like, it was so like eye-opening for me. Like, wow, I actually want to wear my real hair. But now it's like, dang, I'm not used to wearing my real hair.
Yeah.
So like, it's just like a bit of uncomfortable because for one, like they knew how to take care of their hair.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And like, that was intimidating because I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't even know like how to even manage my hair, right? And so like, that was one thing like I had to like, navigate through and still is to this day, navigating through it. And yeah, so like that's kind of like my background on her. So meeting Zadie and her being like so like natural and like her saying like, this is your hair, this is who you are, how are you even like that? I'm like, girl, wait, let me tell you one, but two, thank you, but like, yeah, so she's really nurtured not only the health but also the my hair. And I think that that's really like big.
I could never
big for me.
conceptualize like
Yeah.
who looked at a black girl and said your hair is ugly, cover it
Yeah.
up. Like who looked at a black girl and said your hair is ugly, cover it up.
Yeah. I don't really think that was the idea behind it. Maybe unconsciously, maybe. But I don't think we did our hair to like cover it up because we didn't like it. I just think it was just kind of like something convenience because mom always worked. Who's gonna do our hair? Just like stuff like that. America's more fast paced, so like everybody's always on the go. So like, what is a protective hairstyle that it can last my kid a couple weeks, so I won't have to worry about it, like stuff like that. And also, I think unconsciously is kind of like a thing to where like straight was like a thing because when we go back to like slavery and all that stuff, like what America deemed as beautiful was the straight hair, the white people, other races other than black. So we was never embraced in any regards. So like, we had to find like a way to be also in the limelight or to become acceptable to society. And if we couldn't get our hair straight, if we didn't know how to straighten our hair, which we used hot combs a lot back in the day, like we would weave was straight, right? So we'll start putting weave in our hair, and then like that became like a professional norm or something like that. So still to this day, it's like, if I put dreads in my hair, do I look as professional as stuff like that? That's something we still have to like deal with and like ponder over, and stuff like that. Like, it's just like what it is. I mean, I love the fact that there was a movement to where natural was a thing because we permed our hair to get it straight, right? So like, that's I used to get perms. Everybody, it was just a trend. Like, the black people used to get perms to make sure their hair stayed straight. But it was chemically damaging our hair. But we was unaware at the time, but even if we was aware, it was like a societal norm. So like, all those things came into play. So it was just like, that's why it was like a norm for us. But then like, this movement just came about probably like around 2019, 2020, where it's like, black girls don't get perms, black girls embrace your natural hair. There was a big movement in America for black girls, and I loved it. And obviously it motivated a lot of people to start getting dreads, start locking up, which is a big thing, or start wearing your afros and like stuff like that. So
I never understood it. I remember when I first got to Butler as well, my roommate always wore wigs or braids. And I just never paid attention to it until one day she took her braids out and she had like the most beautiful hair
And that's the
ever.
thing. It's not like most of us are bald headed or like we're, or whatever the case may be, quote unquote bald head. But like all those things also were just instilled in us. Like if you had shorter hair or stuff, it's like, yeah, like.
I looked at her. I was like, why have you not been wearing your hair out? She's like, I don't know. Like, it's a lot. Like, it's not pretty like your hair. I was like, girl.
Yeah, there was this thing like with also there was this thing like good hair versus not like good hair. Like, do your hair curl up? Is your hair 4C? You don't have good hair. Like all of those things were things that were like conditioned upon our community. So like there's a lot of the barriers we're trying to break through, right? And like I think that's a lot of why. Or in like braids, I still embrace braids because it was used for like communication with the slaves. So like not only did they store like the rice in their hair, for later, and they like store food and stuff for later in their hair, it was also a way to tell other slaves like, hey, we think we found a route. So like it was a way of communication. Like, so when you see like the scalp braid to the backs and stuff like that, there was actually like pathways to in communicating to other slave people like, hey, this might be our way out to escape. So that's why it's honorable. And I can see why when other cultures start to embrace that without knowing the history behind it, how that could be offensive to some people, which is very controversial topic that we discussed in class actually.
Really?
Yeah, we discussed that. That's one thing I love about psychology. We unpack everything.
I mean, I am for sure not anti-braids because I wear braids too sometimes, but I am anti. I don't like my hair, so I'll cover it up. Or I think my hair is not pretty, or I think it's not long enough, or whatever it may be. Because there's no way God made you and said, you know what, I'm putting ugly hair on her today. You know how silly it sounds? It's ridiculous. And I remember when she was telling me, well, let me not say ridiculous. Your feelings are not ridiculous. Like, to me, to conceptualize the fact that somebody may think that, I was like, are you serious? And I remember the first time I saw her natural hair, she wore it to a race, an indoor race. And I was
which is pretty big for me. Okay.
I was so happy. I was like, what? I was like, your hair is literally so soft and silky. And like, her hair literally is. And mine cannot, like, my fingers cannot get through mine. And I'm like, jealous of her soft, silky hair. And I was just like, why have you not been doing this the whole time again? And she got so many compliments, not just from me. Like, a bunch of other people were like, the honey gold, I like it. I like your hair. And I just love that. I love when we embrace our friends and bring that out in
100%.
I'm all for that.
That's one thing that's why I connected and held her close, because we wasn't like surface level from the jump. Like, we empower each other, like in so many ways. So it was like, you don't come across that as often, someone who like cares about you enough to like empower you on a consistent basis and with patience as well. Like that's rare. Like, good people and good friends are more rare than what people think. So
that is so true. And I always vouch, like, my daughter will not hate her hair regardless of her texture. And so my mom's side of the family is Indian. Like, my great grandparents were literally born in India. So my grandfather has like straight Indian hair, but my mom's mom was mixed. So my mom is half Indian, and her hair never stands up. Like, you've seen my mom, her hair is straight down. And my whole life, her hair has been down her waist. And, I didn't grow around like afro standing up, and I grew around tamed, straight hair. All my aunties, all of their kids. In fact, I think I'm the only one on my Indian side of my family with hair that stands up like an afro.
Really?
Yeah. Like the others are mixed, but their hair falls. And it wasn't something like, oh, I grew up with around afros and this and
Yeah.
like,
That was
it
also
wasn't.
something that was new to you as well.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Yeah.
And my mom still doesn't like when my hair is tangled or just worn out. She likes my hair to be done,
Mhm.
like my mini twist, and then
Yeah.
she doesn't like it to be tangled. But
That's why she do it when she be. That's why she be
Yeah.
doing it.
my mom came for my graduation, and like the day she landed, she did my curls. We'll insert the pictures.
Yeah.
She did my curls, and I remember coming to the track, and they were like, "Damn!"
That was quick, baby. No, you didn't do it.
And then when I was going to conference, she had my cornrows
Mhm.
and my twist.
Yeah.
She will do my hair. That's
Yeah.
one thing I will say. She will make sure it's done.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the tangles or the knots. Mind you, her hair is never done. Like, she be wearing one plait and wearing it out, but she's like,
yeah.
yours will
Yeah.
be done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all for that. Like, regardless of the texture. Oh, and I remember too, when I went to UAPB and I first met Jo,
Mhm.
she never wore her hair out.
Yeah.
She said that her hair cannot curl, that she's pure 4C.
Which for context, Jo is from Trinidad.
Trinidad, yeah.
So she's not even like from America,
She's
but she
Caribbean.
also just had that background
Yeah,
of
she was like, oh yeah, my hair cannot curl, I'm 4C and da 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 da.
yeah.
And one day I remember telling her, like, be quiet, go get this from the store. You can attest to this, Jo.
She
I
wear her
remember
hair now. It's
telling
pretty.
her, be quiet, go get this from the store
Mhm.
and let me do it. And I remember washing her hair in the sink, deep conditioning it, and then I started doing the curls, and she was just mind blown. She was like, what, my hair never do this?
It just felt like the
She
time
was
to figure out like what your hair
shook.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, and right now, like a couple years later, she will wear her hair
Yeah, I
like
know. I be
this.
seeing her. Shout out to you.
And every time I look at it, it just brings me joy. Like, it's a level of self-discovery, and obviously it takes baby steps to
It
love
definitely
your hair.
does because I wore my real hair out at a club, a bar.
Yeah.
We went to a Caribbean night, and for one, I was definitely Caribbean that night, baby, because everybody thought I was Caribbean.
Yeah, they thought
Like
she was.
literally, I'm like, okay.
I think when we were getting ready, I was like, make sure you wear color.
Yeah.
Caribbean people are
Which
about
I just
bright
got a
colors.
skirt from her. I got a skirt from her.
About that.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I got a skirt from her, and then she gave me her St. Lucian flag.
Yeah.
So I had that all night and stuff, and everybody was so convinced,
Some
bro.
people were like, where from the Caribbean you from?
Yeah.
And I was like,
And every time I look at Zadie, and I don't even like, I talk low, but I didn't even really try to do like the accent. But at some point, I was like, okay, let me milk
like,
this.
I'm from St. Lucia.
Let me milk this. Let me just get him a little accent, you know.
I was like, no, mind you, nobody's asking me where I'm from. But they want into the American, what part of the Caribbean. That party, let me tell you,
It was good.
we paid $5 to get in.
Yes.
$5. We had meals.
A whole meal.
free
Good too.
Meal. There was,
Yes.
like, chicken, curry goat.
Yes,
There was
a
beef
whole
stew.
whole fish, like not even
Oh,
like half. It was like
yeah.
a whole, like a head on the fish.
Yeah,
Like
it was a whole
something I ain't
fish.
used to.
There were ground
Yeah.
provisions, rice.
Yeah, it was like free, and you could get like refills too. Like you can get
Yeah.
more.
We paid $5.
$5, and it was a good
Food.
night, and it was actual Caribbeans there.
Yeah,
like it
it
was
was.
Jamaicans.
Yeah.
It was a Jamaican
There were
DJ.
lots of Africans too.
Yeah,
There were lots
Africans.
of
Yeah, it was Afro.
Nigerians.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Afro-Caribbean party.
that was a good party
It
though.
was.
We had fun.
Yeah, we did. And I remember her sister came with us, and
Yeah.
she was like, "This is the cheapest night out
Yeah,
I ever
for real.
had."
For real. If y'all gonna meet her, if y'all know her, y'all gonna know that. Yeah.
Even if you go to Little Rock, I don't think you will ever pay $5
Oh,
for
100%.
anything and get a free meal.
Yeah,
And
100%.
the
A
seats
good
were free,
meal.
too.
Yes.
Remember, you normally have to pay for the
Mhm.
seats, but we had the couches for free.
Yep. Everything was free, and it was a good night. It was a good
Yeah.
night. And I don't know, they was even asking my sister, and she looked the most American.
Wait, you was wearing like
she wore
outfit.
which is so American.
Yeah.
She wore a jean outfit. She had straight wig.
Yeah,
she had lipstick.
Yeah.
But she can dance, and I think that's what it is. She was on the floor with the Jamaicans. Let me tell you, she was getting down. So I think that's why they thought she was Caribbean, because she was just. If I can find a video, I'll
have
insert.
one in my
Okay, just send me.
When she started, she got the flag.
Yeah.
Oh, did we have 2 flags?
I know she was dancing with the Jamaican flag. The Jamaican woman put the flag on top of India and just let her just get into it.
Oh no, I had a little flag and then I had like
Your
a
flag?
one.
Oh yeah,
She
yeah.
had a
She had the
flag
yeah.
in her pocket.
She did. So yeah, they were trying to figure out what island was she from, because yeah.
She looked, and we were out here wearing nice
Yeah.
and stuff like Caribbean.
And they was like, "Baby, are you from the Caribbean?"
That was fun.
Yeah,
That was fun.
we had some good nights out with her, I must admit.
Yeah.
One thing about her, she gon' give you an adventure. We done been on some adventures. Adventures.
Oh my gosh.
I love that for us.
Will.
Like every single time, like even on your birthday, she had.
Oh my gosh.
One thing about my sister.
Guys, on my birthday, we went out to this really, really nice restaurant.
Yeah.
We were in heels,
Copper's Grill.
cute dresses.
Uh-huh.
You know, next thing we know, we're out here drifting.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, like, I don't know, just the way she navigated through life is so assertive, so bold, so confident. And so, like, this guy just kept hitting blocks with his, do you know what it's called? Y'all know, like, the little car that's open? It's like a little, it looks like, no, it's not a go-kart. But y'all shouldn't, it's like 2-seater, like, you know, people be downtown, be driving it.
Oh,
What is,
I
what?
don't know what it was. I have a picture.
Yeah, she
Oh
got a
my
picture.
gosh.
We'll insert the picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
It matched my dress too,
it did
remember?
match your dress. And she was
Yeah.
like, get pictures.
Yeah, she was like, and then she stopped again. She's like, it's her birthday and she needs a ride.
Yeah,
like,
period.
Like she didn't.
That's
ask.
it.
She told him.
And then he was like, okay.
He was like, okay, let's go. And
I was like, mind you, she don't be knowing these men. Like, we be getting Ubers at night. Like, it just don't matter.
It
Like,
was so fun. And then when we got done, I think it was still early, and she was like, what are we doing now?
Yeah.
Was like,
yeah,
and
that's
then we
how.
were racing.
yeah.
I beat all of them.
Yeah.
They said my Z was driving a go-kart, guys. Mind you, it's like this big. We're in a closed area, and she's like,
Y'all, okay, so I didn't drive a go-kart in a long time, y'all. So you know, like, I was like, am I gonna tip over if I don't slow down on my turns?
she's indicating. She holding the brake in the corner.
Forgot, because I never drove the go-karts. Like, I always got like the 2-seater. So like I let anybody else, like Waylon drove, or my dad drove, or like India or Kiesha
I'm
drove.
out here not taking my foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Going on 2 wheels.
Well, now I know. Now I know how to drive a go-kart.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we had some good times.
Yeah, we did.
We definitely did.
We did.
Which now we're kind of in a season, which we were just talking about off the pod, but we're in the season of our friendship to where we're both chasing after our dreams, and that's taking a lot of our time, and we don't see each other as much.
Yeah.
Like, this is our second time seeing each other.
This year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like we went from seeing each other and hanging out every day to like not, and we live right up the road, but it's like her weeks and my weeks in our schedule. It's like
crazy.
We're grinding, we're in school, we're, you know, working, and just a lot. So
even our assignments, I feel like I'm always coding or doing some sort of assignment, and she's always writing some 20-page paper. And it's like,
at this point right now, it's just reading 20-page articles. Like, I'm
crazy.
articled out. Like, I have to read 4 articles a week.
and she's saying she couldn't do data analytics. I cannot imagine reading anything more than 10 pages.
No, I couldn't do what she do, and she
I
can do.
what
We're
she
like
do.
opposites, but it worked. Like, we're literally like,
Yeah,
it
I
works.
could not do that. Oh, the compromising and meeting people halfway.
Yeah.
that you do.
Which we
I'm
talk
like,
about that. We have had very intense conversations on that.
And I'm like, no.
She's like a STEM person, so y'all y'all more so logical on a logical standpoint
Yeah.
when the boundaries are like very like
Firm.
rigid and like, you know, no compromising.
Yeah.
But like when we do have those intense conversations, like we challenge each other on those, on our beliefs and like how we navigate through life, which is different, but it's like I'll be like, are you processing your emotions? And she was like, I don't need to. I'm good. I just keep going. And I'm like, are you healthy? Is that okay? You like, no, this is just the way like I go through life.
Like she was telling me, I remember when my granny died, she was like, oh yeah, you should take a mental day or whatever she was saying. I was like,
a mental health day.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
Yeah, we have those in our syllabus. Like we take mental health days literally is in our syllabus.
One day of class, y'all, and I'm done. I'm confused.
It's so crazy.
And I was just like, it's just so different. Even with our stuff, like I will not keep things like if I have 2 lotions and one is almost done and the other one is almost filled, I will put the one that's almost done in the one that's almost filled and throw it away. Like I do not keep things. If I'm done with an outfit, I won't wait. I'll donate it. I'll pack it.
Yeah, and I'm just the opposite.
Immediate, and she'll have like 5 bottles of like lotion.
The same lotion.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
I'll at least have 2 of everything
instead of one of the other and third away. She's like, oh no, I can't because I need a reminder, and I'm like,
yeah,
no.
Sometimes it comes from I need a reminder to get it.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's just like I hate running out of stuff.
Yeah.
So like if it gets to a point where I feel like I need more, like I'll just buy a new one and never use that one again. But it still got something in it. Like, yeah. I hate running out of stuff. And it comes from a whole background of like, it comes from like the upbringing and stuff like that, which my dad is a lot like that. My dad has Jordans from 1920 and they still look new. So it's like, and like now I've been doing so much better just giving stuff away.
Yeah.
Like I have, like the other day India was over here and she put on a hoodie of mine and I was like, you can just have it.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to like do that a lot more and like throw stuff away that I don't that I don't use or like whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's another thing that's a work in progress because it does in a way if you can it does manifest different things in your life, like the way you live like really speaks, like in the minute things you do, like it can translate into bigger things, like holding on to things, like you can hold on to things in the bigger aspects of your life. And I've learned that, and that's why that's how you can start small. Start if you feel like you hold on to things from the past or whatever, start by throwing small things away,
containers,
stuff like that, and then that starts to translate into the bigger things in your life. You're able to let stuff go. And I've seen like myself like being able to let things go.
I
like
love
in the bigger aspects, like the bigger rims in my life. So yeah, you can always start out small, but it's very uncomfortable because when Zadie came in and started throwing some stuff away, I was like, girl, you about to get kicked out. Like, what are you doing?
I was like,
it's still stuff in there.
I'm like shaking.
It's still stuff in there. Like, leave my stuff alone, bro.
Throw
like
it away. It's done.
No, bro.
That's how, like, our differences complement each other. Because I'm a little hard-headed, just a little.
Girl, yes. Talking about a little. Come on now.
So when I decided, it was like a Tuesday, and I was like, I'm just not going to have plastics anymore. And I just put all my plastic cups, containers, plates, bowls, you name it, and I just threw them away.
That's so crazy.
And my roommate came home, and I was like, yeah, I just threw them away. And she was like, what?
Yeah. That's insane.
Once I make up my mind, I just put it in a bag and I'm like, okay, bye.
And I can make up my mind, but still not make up my mind. Because I still got, like, she went through my closet. And that bag of clothes is still in my trunk.
Guys, I went through it one by one. And I looked at her, I was like, do you need this? She was like, oh, this was my high school. I was like, will
you can ask my siblings. I used to do that as a kid, too. I would keep all of my kindergarten art projects, all of my first grade homework. Like, yes, I just always did that. Like, I don't know. Like, and that's why my camera roll's so big.
Like, will you ever wear this again? She's like, no, but I was like, will you ever wear this again?
Yeah.
And I was like, do we keep it or donate it? And then it was so hard for her.
Yeah.
I remember watching you, and it was just so hard for you to.
Yeah. And I only wore things once, like for the most part. So it's like I still got my dress from I was 20. My birthday dress that I'm never gonna wear again. But I just gave one of them to India.
Oh, wow.
I gave one of them away to India. Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
and jeans, like I gave you like 7 pairs, but
Yeah.
I need to give you more because it's still like 20 pairs in
And
there.
then my legs got longer, so like they're too
Oh
heavy
yeah,
now.
all of mine like that.
So now,
All of mine.
now
That's
I
why
have
we're
to donate
oversized.
these. Like I'm heavy on, if like I cleaned out my closet this summer and I was like, I have really long legs, guys. In like regards to my like this is my torso and my legs are ridiculously long. Like I have a really short torso, like this long of a torso and so much leg compared to my torso. So it's so hard to find clothes to fit me, and even after they fit me, after a while they just like it
Shrink
look
or
cute.
something.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
and I donated a few actually because I put them on and it just doesn't fit me well anymore, and I'm like, this could be useful to somebody else.
Yeah.
So
Which I do think things could be useful for somebody else. It's just like getting around to it, or like it's like extra energy, honestly.
Yeah,
I think that's
I
what
do
it
understand
is.
how hard it is sometimes for people to let go of stuff.
Yeah.
I do. But I think, this goes deeper for me. When I was younger, I loved books. I was a
Girl, me too.
bookworm. But what happened was, okay, in the Caribbean, there's this ship every year. It's called the Logos Hope. It would come once a year, and it was all books. There were sometimes bags and clothes and stuff, and they were really, really cheap. And every year I would go with my mom. I would look forward to that every single year and take books like I was crazy.
Really?
And the more I grew, like the more my books changed. And so it started when maybe I was 4, just learning to write my name. I bought books and I put my name on every single one of them with my weird handwriting. And my mom started teaching kindergarten. She would go with my books.
Really?
Yes. And I'm like, what you doing? I want my book. And then she was like, Sadie, we will go again next year. You will get more books. You've read it. You know the book inside out.
So I think what she did was condition you to be able to learn how to let go of things.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think so.
something
I
that
was
was really
4.
innate. Yeah. I think that's good, and I think that's the opposite between me and you, because my mom let me marinate.
Yeah.
Because I also was a fan of books, right? And I had so many books. I had a library of books. Like my mom literally bought me a bookshelf. That's what I wanted for Christmas or my birthday. Every Christmas and birthday, I got books. So I had all the new books, all the 39 Clues series. Like my mom invested in books. Like I had at least 500 books.
Wow.
And so it had come a time when I got to college and all of my books were now in this huge box.
Oh my
like this box was like 4 or 5 feet tall. And all my books were in there because I haven't touched my book in years.
Oh
my books in years. And so my mom was starting to give them away. And girl,
you grown now.
Without my consent, baby. I got home and it was World War III. I said, are you seriously giving my books away? Like I had a whole tangent. And then immediately after I sat and thought about it, I was still mad. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't that mature. But not immediately after, but like a few weeks, I was like, man, you really haven't touched those books. Like, just let them go. Like, you don't even go home like that much, And so like, I don't know what she did with the books. I reckon she gave them all away because I don't see them anymore. But that really like was super big for me. Like I was like, oh my gosh, she like gave all my books away. Like I was in love with my books, even if I didn't touch them or read them. Just like the thought of having them, and I don't know what really that stems from, but
well, I will say like I now I see how what you do as a mom influences your child's entire
100%.
life, like their whole life. I remember negotiating with her, like sitting with my books. I had a bookshelf too in my bedroom. Like my mom had like a bookshelf, like a whole wall.
Oh wow!
And I had one in my bedroom too. And I remember sitting and negotiating with her, and I'm like, this one is off limits. I love this one. And then she's like, okay, well, I need 7 more. And then I'm like picking and choosing, and that like it was just teaching me to let go. And she would clean out her closet every so and then, and she would just get rid of stuff. She cleaned out her books too, and I remember she donated like 5 garbage bags of books to the library at home. I was probably like 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, and she was Sandra Brown kind of reader,
Mm-hmm.
and she would read a book to the point where she'd be able to recite the book to you
Wow.
when you read it. Like
Wow, that's
when
crazy.
she got to that point, she would donate them and buy more books and buy more books. Like she came here and we went downtown Little Rock and
she
we
bought
went
some
to
books.
buy
Yeah.
books. I
Yeah.
didn't even know there were books downtown Little Rock.
Well, now you know. Yeah, my mom, like,
yeah.
she gave stuff away.
Yeah.
But she never forced me to. And I think that she didn't condition me
Yeah.
to. So her modeling part of it was
Yeah.
not effective or
Yeah.
influential for me, because
That's fair.
I think I just emulated, like, or I already had innate characteristics, or I was conditioned under my dad, who I watched him keep things for
Yeah.
years, right? And so my mom, like, she would make us clean out our closet and just put everything in trash bag, and we'll give them away to our cousins. Like, we did that regularly because she had 4 girls, and we all, like, had our own, closet of clothes. So it's like, but we all also shared each other clothes. So it was just an immense amount of clothes. So she would always make us, like, give our clothes away to our cousins or friends or whatever the case may be. But it just didn't influence me, because when we were living with our dad, I think his modeling was, like, more profound, because he was, like, more dominant with it. He was like, I ain't throwing it away, or or I remember his shoes squeaky clean that he's had for 20 years, like, so I remember that more than, so it influenced me more. And I think that's what, because his teachings were more, like, rigid, and like her boundaries were less rigid, right? So I think that's why I was, like, more so taking it from him.
It was hard for me, like any 4, 5, 7-year-old, to give
Oh, yeah,
away their stuff.
100%.
And I'm my
That is
mom's
hard.
only child.
Uh-huh.
But I think what reassured me was, like, you have the dress, she will buy you more dresses. Like, she would reassure me. She would be like, Zadie, I will buy you more dresses.
Good. That's good.
Which sometimes, like, I just wasn't budging sometimes. And like, sometimes I would cry, like, that's my favorite dress. But I think it trained me to not, like, put value into stuff like that, which it was hard, but I think I really appreciated that.
Yeah, that's good.
Because now, like you see under my sink, I will not keep anything if it's not, like, if it doesn't serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Every single thing I have serves a purpose, and I will go back and make sure, like, am I using this? Do I need this? And it's like,
that's good though.
Yeah, but I feel like you've gotten so much. You don't have 50 bottles in your bathroom anymore like before.
Yeah, I've grown a lot. I don't know if, like, all my friends have, like, witnessed some shift or growth in me, and that's, like, been pivotal, because it's like, it's things I grew up like being accustomed to.
I remember her seasoning cabinet. She used up the entire cabinet, and I was like, this is empty. No, I remember I was cooking one time in her kitchen, and I threw away like 4 or 5 bottles, and she walked in and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, they're empty, like there's nothing in there. Like, I shook water in there, and she's like, well, I needed to be reminded that I need to buy more. And then and I was like,
that sounds crazy, but, like, y'all, this is, like, real
it's
life.
real.
It's
and
real
I was
life.
like, you have 4 other reminders. And I remember it was so hard for her.
Yeah.
And that's when I actually realized that stuff was hard for you.
Yeah.
And then I took a shower in her bathroom, and she literally had like 7. What's the Bath and Body Works, the black shower
Into
gel?
the night, y'all.
Into the night. She had like 7 of them.
Yeah.
And like, I took, I think, 3 of them, and I put them all in one of the bottles, and I threw away them. And she saw it in the trash.
Hated it.
And she was like, why did you throw it? I was like, it's
hate
nothing in the
it still kind of makes me feel a way inside.
It's empty.
My counselor self was like, where do you feel that in your body? I feel this all throughout my body right now. Like, her reminding me of that. It's like,
sorry.
It's for me.
I was like, you have 3 bottles, and they all actually have like shower gel in there now, and the other ones that did serve a purpose.
I'm just used to seeing things a particular way.
Yeah.
And like, it's just so different. Like, if I were to move that mirror, like, it like shifts everything for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
Which is understandable.
So
It takes a lot.
She just exposed me, y'all. So now you know that. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're very, very different.
Yeah.
Like, every single thing I have in my closet, I can wake up tomorrow and wear it.
And a lot of things in my closet, I don't even look at it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like from your high school. I remember we were going through your stuff and she's like, oh yeah, I wore this when I first went into high school. Oh, I've had this from elementary school when I played basketball. I'm like,
yeah,
bro,
that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So anyways, I am getting better at that, but this is also like being open about like, you know, so like I don't mind to share these things to let you guys know that this too is like some, like if you have these things that you hold on to, you're not alone, and there's things tied into it. Like, it's just not you doing it just because out the blue you just started to do this, or you have an attachment to these things. These things are something from your upbringing. Why is it that what value do you hold, or why do you not? Like I've learned, like I don't like to run out of things, because I remember times where we ran out of stuff. Yeah. Right. So it's like, that's why I have multiple things, because it's like if it gets too low, I'm going to go buy another one, because I don't want to run out of it, because I remember that feeling of running out of things and not having what you need. Yeah. So I always make account for always having what I need times two. Right. Yeah. So like sometimes there's a over accommodation for that, and this is just me like figuring that out and finding that balance. Like you don't need 50. Like once you run out of this one, you have the means to go get another one. You don't have to have 5 of the same thing, right? So it's just me finding the balance, but you know,
and it teaches you to embrace yourself and your differences in your friendships. Like I'm different in that way, where like if I run out of something, I'll get it when I get it, and if there's none, then I'll survive. And it's like, it's okay to be different and to still embrace 100%. And uplift each other's
That's how you learn. You learn, like we're different in a lot of ways, but also we're same in a lot of ways. Like I remember presenting a Maya Angelou poem, and at the end of her poem she was like, we're more alike than we are different. As a human race, we're more alike than we are different. Like, culturally, you know, or just spiritually, or even from like a standpoint of like how you were raised. There's a lot of similarities in that. Like her living in the Caribbean is a lot of similarities to me living in the country with Lola, like in how Lola did things versus how, you know, your grandma or your aunt did things. So it's just like there are the differences seem more profound because they're differences. But like I think that's why we are good friends too, because we are different in a lot of ways, but we are similar in a lot of ways too.
Definitely.
So and if you're not learning from your friend, then maybe it's time to let them go.
Maybe. Oh, that's a big one. You should be constantly learning and being better. If you are in the same spot that you were last year, you should be terrified. You should be worried. You should be concerned. If you're not growing, and sometimes growth looks painful. Sometimes growth looks like denial. It looks like being broke. It looks like having nothing. But it's the mindset shift where you get to the point where like, yes, I'm going through this hard time, and yes, things are difficult, but I will continue to work to improve, and I will continue to grind. I'll continue to do things every single day, wake up and show up
100%, because
I am terrified of being in this position that I'm in twice. I don't want my children to feel like that. So that's real,
and
guys.
Life will test you, right? So you can go through the same situation, but it's like it tests if you have grown from that, right? So if you handle the situation the same, then you're the same person. Exactly. But if you can like figure out, navigate a different outcome, even slightly, then that shows that you have grown. Because they're going to be the same type of people that you didn't have a fair experience with that will come back in your life later in life. It's about how you handle those situations, and that shows your growth. That reveals if you have grown or not.
Definitely. That's something. Sit and evaluate. Am I where I was last year in this exact same spot? Look at your memories and see how you've grown mentally, spiritually.
100%. And a way to like measure that, if you guys like things like journaling or even Snapchat memories, like you said. You can utilize social media in a lot of positive ways. Just things like that can document, like, wow, like, look where I was last year versus this year, or look at the situation I was in last year, look at the friendship I was in last year. Is that friendship growing? How, first, before you just automatically cut people off, how can that friendship grow? And are you having those healthy, uncomfortable conversations to where it's like, let me talk about it first, and then if things don't change, then maybe I need to let this go. Right? Is this just benefiting her or him or whoever you're in friendship or relationship with, or is it the both of y'all? Like, what is it, and what can I do? Right? That's one thing that I learned. Like, you don't have to overcomminate, but before you like look at the speck, before I look at the speck in Zadie's eyes, I'm gonna have to like get over this log, And so it's like, okay, what am I doing? Why is this friendship not growing because of me? Then after you evaluated that, like, okay, now I need to talk to her because also she's not fulfilling things on her end.
And sometimes growth may look stagnant. Sometimes
because you have this little growth and then
and then you stay at the same level and you're wondering, like, why am I at the same level? You could be at the same level but have a different mindset. You could be the same level financially, but you have a different mindset. You don't think like
you have a paradigm shift. That's basically kind of paradigm shift or perspective taking. Now my freaking camera's about to die. That's so sad. We didn't even get through all the topics, bro. Goodness gracious. Anyways, if this the end, thank you all for watching the Bible Z podcast, where you have experienced a true value in a Packable. Beautiful experience. I'm Z, the one you just vibed with, the one Zadie just vibed with. Did you vibe?
Yes, I did. We're just
getting started. Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. This is a podcast right here. So we're gonna have to come with a part 2 because
I know we didn't even get through.
I know we didn't even get through everything that I wanted to get through.
We're far more informal.
Yeah. So I mean, I might charge it up and let us start rolling again. Or you got something to do soon?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thank you all. Wait, let's do a thumbnail really quick. No, thumbnail just like, do you want to drink or do you want to cheers? Like, how do you want to do our thumbnail? It's like the front picture. Okay. And smile or... Okay. All right. Bye-bye, camera.